Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. As Martha mentioned, we have just concluded our mission for the combined 5th and 6th reviews of Sri Lanka's IMF-supported extended fund facility. And I am pleased to announce that we have reached a staff-level agreement on the policies needed to complete these two reviews. This agreement marks a significant milestone in Sri Lanka's reform journey, and we would like to give you a bit more information before turning to your questions. Let me begin by saying that we are very aware of the difficulties ordinary Sri Lankans face every day with a high cost of fuel, electricity, and other everyday necessities. The external shock arising from the conflict in the Middle East is a significant one, and one that needs to be handled very carefully. We are closely engaging with the government to understand their policy intentions and accommodate them in the EFF program while maintaining the program's objectives and policy priorities. Likewise, we want to use every opportunity, such as in this press conference, to bring our message directly to the people of this country and to let you know that the EFF is the program of and for the Sri Lankan people. The program aims to create stability, to boost the buffers of the economy, and safeguard these gains, and help the country grow stronger, sustainably, and inclusively over the medium to long term. Like we have done before, in the course of this mission, we had an opportunity to meet and to go outside of Colombo and meet local people. This time we did it in Gol in the southern province, and we had an opportunity to hear from the local government, from local CSOs, and the business community. We appreciate people's hospitality and eagerness to share their views. So the combined review remains subject to approval by IMF management and the executive board. That approval is contingent on key prior actions. These are the restoration of cost recovery pricing for electricity and fuel, but with appropriate clauses and protections for the most vulnerable. And second, the completion of the financing assurances review to confirm the support of from Sri Lanka's financial partners and assess progress on the debt restructuring. Once these conditions are met, and after successful completion of the IMF Executive Board meeting, Sri Lanka will gain access to approximately $700 million under the EFF arrangement. This will bring total disbursements under the program to nearly $2.3 billion since the beginning of the program. Let me tell you a few things about Sri Lanka's economy, and I want to touch upon some policy priorities. So, Sri Lanka's economy has shown encouraging signs of recovery. Growth in 2025 reached 5% year on year, exceeding expectations, and importantly, recovering to its pre-pandemic peak. Inflation, which hovered near zero in 2025, has rebounded to around 2.2% year on year in March 2026, or about 2% for the first quarter of this year. Gross official reserves have increased from $6.1 billion in end 2024 to $7 billion now by the end of March of this year. Likewise, fiscal performance has been strong with revenues, particularly from motor vehicle import taxes, and these have exceeded program targets. The debt restructuring process is nearly complete, and the successful exchange of Sri Lankan Airlines debt and further progress in finalizing bilateral agreements will continue for the near term. But despite these gains, Sri Lanka continues to face significant challenges. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East has led to higher global energy prices, as I mentioned earlier. It has disrupted key travel and trade routes and affected remittances. At the same time, the country is still recovering from the devastating impact of Cyclone Ditva, which has created urgent infrastructure and social spending needs. These external and domestic pressures underscore the importance of accelerating reforms to safeguard macroeconomic stability and build resilience against future shocks. So, looking ahead, continued efforts are essential. On the fiscal front, it is critical to maintain strong revenue mobilization and prudent spending. Sustained improvements in tax compliance, broadening the tax base, and restoring cost recovery pricing for fuel and electricity will help reduce fiscal risks. These measures must be implemented in a way that protect the most vulnerable. As the government undertakes reconstruction, it is vital that projects are prioritized carefully and executed transparently in line with the Public Financial Management Act. Social safety nets must be preserved and strengthened to ensure that support reaches those who need it the most. Monetary policy should remain data-driven and responsive to the evolving priorities and conditions of the country. The central bank's independence must be upheld, and the central bank should continue to refrain from monetary financing of the budget, as it has been doing. In addition, rebuilding foreign exchange reserves while allowing for exchange rate flexibility is essential, and addressing non-performing loans and ensuring the soundness of financial institutions will help safeguard financial stability. Structural and governance reforms are equally important, perhaps even more important now more than ever. The publication of the 2026 Action Plan on Governance Reform is a welcome step. Effective implementation will be key to advancing the anti-corruption agenda and supporting growth. Upholding the independence of Sri Lanka's anti-corruption institutions such as SIABOC, improving the reliability of the beneficial ownership registry, and strengthening fiscal governance through sound legislation on PPPs, SOEs, procurement and asset management will all contribute to a more transparent and efficient public sector. To unlock durable and inclusive growth, Sri Lanka must also continue with trade liberalization, digitalization, regulatory streamlining, and labor market modernization. Let me close by commending the Sri Lankan authorities for their strong commitment to reform and for the excellent collaboration during our mission. We are grateful for the open and constructive discussions with government officials, parliamentarians, civil society, and development partners. We also appreciated the warm hospitality extended to us during our visit to the southern province, as I mentioned. And I want to reiterate that the IMF remains committed to supporting Sri Lanka as it continues on its path to economic recovery and sustainable growth. Thank you. I'll pause here, and Martha and I will take your questions.